Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been seeing this bike pop up online as one of the top selling bikes here in the United States, the top selling folding bikes here in the United States. So I thought I'd acquire one and ride it and see what all the hubbub was about. Today guys, we are going to be talking about a bike that I've been very curious about. I've been as curious about this bike as the next guy, considering it's highly recommended on all the websites, on all the forums, and that is the Dahon Mariner D8. Oh, that sun is bright out today, man. I picked the wrong time to come and film. Okay guys, one of the things that I think people have the wrong idea about me is they think I don't like Dahon. I made a video a while back ago, don't buy an older Dahon. And the reason why I made that video, because a lot of them older Dahons, I'm talking about 80s models, early 90s models, they were just so clunky and they had so much flex and so much play in the frame. They were death traps, let's just face it. They were not safe bikes to ride. The Dahon Explorer that I had was pretty much a new bike. The person that had it before did not ride that bike at all. It obviously had sat around for about 20 freaking years, but in all honesty, it looked brand new when I got it. And when I started riding it, it just completely fell apart on me. There were so many things that were just creaky and clunky that it scared the heck out of me, to tell you the honest to God truth. Because I said those things about Dahon does not mean I think Dahon as a brand is a bad bicycle, okay? Dahon is about on the level of Tern. Some people think Tern is better, some people think Dahon is better. When you think about it, both bicycle manufacturers, Tern and Dahon, they both make cheap bicycles, like entry level, and they both make high-end folding bicycles. This one is more of a mid-range folding bicycle. It kind of fits in that price level between my Zizzo Forte and my Tern Verge. So the Tern Verge is on the higher end, this is a mid-level, and then of course the Zizzo Forte is on the low end. If you get online, it's about an $800 something bicycle, so it's not, you know, really cheap, but it's not horribly expensive either. We're going to be doing some videos on this bicycle. I'm going to be commuting on it to see how it commutes. Now, for a bike that's twice as expensive as the Zizzo Forte, is this bike twice the bike? Well, that really depends. This bike has 20-inch wheels, just like the Zizzo Forte. The wheels actually look like they're higher quality. The spokes feel higher tensile. The brakes look like they're better quality. It definitely has better quality fenders. This has the SKS, which is a German-made fender. It definitely has wider handlebars on it, which is better for commuting bicycles because obviously you'll have greater stability. It won't be as twitchy on you like the Brompton and some of the other bikes that have narrower handlebars. It's got more of those flatter, kind of comfortable grips, kind of like the Zizzo Forte has. Unlike the Zizzo Forte, this thing's seat post actually goes up pretty high. Even I'm not all the way to the top, and it's a little too high for me as it is. So the Zizzo Forte, I think I'm all the way maxed out as far as I can bring the seat up, which is just barely good enough. This one right here, if you're a really tall person, this bike is perfectly fine. The seat latch is like any other folding bike. It opens, closes, nothing special there. The seat I found this pretty comfortable so far. I've been sitting on it for about an hour or so and it hasn't hurt my butt at all. The handlebars actually have the second stage adjustment. I thought it would go down further than that. It doesn't. This is where it bottoms out. But if you want to release it and raise the handlebars, you can do that. It also has the ability to tilt the handlebars, and it has these little placeholders right here so that the handlebar doesn't shift side to side. Like all folding bikes, it has the same latching mechanism. I'm not a big fan of this design. The latching mechanism, unlike the Zizzo Forte, doesn't have a little slider button. It just has this little catch, and there's this pole sticking out of the main latch assembly. So to keep that from, you know, just popping out unexpectedly, this little catch kind of goes over that little pole to keep it from opening. It does have the mounting for a water bottle. The latch for the steering stem is spring loaded. If you want to open the latch, it hits into this lever right here. So in order to open this, you have to push down on this lever here, and then you'll be able to open the steering stem latch, and then you can fold the steering stem down. And then it has a little catch to hold the lever in place when you're folding it. That way it doesn't get broken. It comes with a rear rack. Obviously with the rear rack, you can put the bags on it. It does come with a bungee strap for you know, securing parcels and packages to the back rack. I like the bags better, but the bags fit on this thing no problem. So in addition to the rear bags on this bicycle, one awesome feature on this bicycle is it does have a mounting for a front bag. Now there is a Dahon proprietary mount that you can get that will allow you to mount Dahon proprietary bags, but from what I saw online, they actually have an adapter that you could actually put on this bike, which will adapt it over to Brompton, so you can make use of the Brompton bags on this bike as well, which is really, really cool. Let's talk about the gearing on this bicycle, guys. Much like the Zizzo Forte, it has a front chainring that's integrated into the crank system. So basically, if you want to change this front chainring, you would actually have to replace the cranks, much like the Zizzo Forte, and possibly the bottom bracket, depending on the offset of the cranks that you actually end up getting. It does have a Shimano Altus, much like the Zizzo Liberté, which is good. This is a decent derailleur, the Shimano Altus. Entry level, but still pretty good. Now, one thing this bike did right, unlike the Zizzo Forte, which put a 48-tooth chainring, and that was way too small for me. I just kept spinning out. This one, the Dahon Mariner, actually put a 53-tooth chainring on the front of it, which is not as big as I would like it to be, but it is definitely adequate for commuting. It will work. The cassette on the back of this bike is an 11 to 32 tooth cassette, which has a decent low gear and a decent high gear, in my opinion. That, along with the 53 tooth front chainring, is more than adequate for commuting. Like I said, I would really kind of prefer a 60 tooth on the front, or at least a 58, but I can get by with a 53 tooth. That is perfectly usable for me. So in all honesty, I'm not going to go through the headache I did with the Zizzo Forte. I'm just going to keep the gearing on this bike factory, and I'm not going to even mess with it. The cool thing about it is it has a trigger shifter, much like a mountain bike. So if you want to downshift, you basically push the lever, and then if you want to shift up, you push the trigger. So that's pretty cool. I actually prefer that kind of shifter. That's the type of shifter the Turn Verge has, and I like it a lot better. It's just so much more responsive. It has the same kind of folding pedals that the Zizzo Forte has. In fact, they look identical. So I guess the question a lot of people want to know, since this bike is twice the amount of money that the Zizzo Forte is it twice the bike? Well, that's a hard question to answer. There are certain things about this bike that are better than the Zizzo Forte right out of the box. There are certain components that are better right out of the box. The fenders, being SKS, which is a German brand, are better right out of the box. The seat, I think, is better. I think the wheels, they look better. They look more quality than the Zizzo Forte are. It comes with Schwalbe Citizen tires. Those are better than the Forte right out of the box. There's a lot of little things, but the quality, that still remains to be seen, because we just do not know if this bike is much better quality until we ride it and put it through its paces. right, guys. We've rode the Dahon around the city and it is done spectacularly well. I could actually see this bike being a commuter right out of the box. When you buy the lower end bikes, you generally have to upgrade quite a lot of this stuff. But on the mid-range bikes, you generally don't have to upgrade anything unless you just want something of superior quality. Like I said, I'd like to get a little bit more speed out of this bicycle, but the 53 tooth and the 11 tooth in the back, it's more than adequate for speed. So I don't really have that much of a problem with it. And more than likely, I'm just gonna leave this bike the way it is. So actually for our first test ride, it actually did really, really well. When it comes to handling, the 20-inch tires do much better. These are actually wider than what I've got on the Zizzo Forte. These are 20 by 1.75. So all these cracks and depressions and all this craziness, you know, when it comes to the walkway and the roads, this bike doesn't have that much of a problem, you know? It doesn't feel like I'm getting beat to hell, you know? I really love the fact that this bike came commuter ready with the fenders and the rack, and you don't have to buy anything additional. You just strap your bags on it and you're good to go. The brakes on the bike are not bad. They're definitely better than the Zizzo factory brakes, but I think they could use an upgrade at some point. When I wear these brake pads out, I'll upgrade, but until then, they're more than adequate. So ultimately, out of the box, this thing is more than adequate as a daily commuter. And you really don't have to do anything to it unless you want to. So when we get home, I'm gonna fold this bicycle and I'm gonna show you how small the fold is in comparison with my other bikes like the Brompton and the Zizzo. We'll see how it does on a long-term basis. But right now, so far, I'm pretty satisfied. Okay, guys, we made it back home. We are going to fold the Dahon Mariner right here, and then we're going to put it with the rest of the folding bikes and see how it compares in size. All right, first order of business, obviously, is to fold the pedals. So what we do is we'll fold the pedals. The next order of business is to lower the seat. And you see how it almost touches the ground. The next order of business is we have to lift the handlebars all the way up. Well, you'll see that there's a red dot right here. That's the ideal folding mark. So once you get to that dot, you clamp the handlebars shut so it stays into place. Now what that's going to do is it's going to allow the handlebars, when folded, to clear the bottom of the fork here. Now we're going to hit the lever and open the steering stem latch and fold down the handlebars. And as you can see, the handlebars clear the bottom axle. They clear the bottom of the fork. Now, last but not least, we lift open the catch and we open the frame latch and we fold the bike in half. Okay, we made a little bit of a mistake. One step that I actually forgot. On the handlebars, you need to open this top latch. Remember when I said that? And you gotta face the actual brake levers in the downward position. And then you can close that. And then now you should be able to fold it. And of course, guys, it does have a magnetic closure system, which locks right into place, and you're able to keep the bike perfectly together. It won't fall apart on you. The bike's not super heavy. I think it's about 26 pounds. Now, to put it with my other folders, You got the Bromptons. High security. I don't trust no one. If somebody breaks into the apartment, they're not getting my Bromptons, buddy. That's just not happening. You can see how much longer the Dahon is than the Bromptons. Well, it even is a little bit bigger than the Zizzo when you look at it. I mean, it sticks out further. They're both up against the wall. The Turnberg. Yeah, the Dahon definitely has a longer wheelbase. There's no doubt about that. All in all, a pretty good bike. I'm gonna ride it to work tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna ride it to work for the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how it does, man. I'm gonna know right off the bat if there's any quality issues with the frame, and that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. I wanna see if the bike is gonna hold up under the abuses of commuting back and forth to work. We'll see how it holds up. So far, liking it. So far, not that bad. So hopefully everything continues to go well with that bike, and hopefully it exceeds my expectations. Anyway, guys, if you have any comments or questions, leave it down in the comment and questions section. Slap a like on the video if you like it and like Dahon, and I will talk with you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.